Welcome to another episode of Comedy Wham Presents. With me, your host, Valerie, and sometime kitty co-hosts Miss Purrington and Mookie are back at home. We're recording from Fallout Theater Podcast Studio. Thank you, Fallout. ComedyWham.com is your place to go for features about all Austin comedy. In addition to podcasts, Comedy Wham brings you articles, album reviews, show reviews, our advice column, our listing of festivals from across the country and the world, our FPIA contest page, and my articles for the Austin Chronicle, thebarbedwire.com, and the San Antonio Current about the Austin and Central Texas comedy scenes. Our most popular feature is our events page for live comedy shows in Austin, Houston, and DFW, where 100% of the entries you see come from comics and producers. Click the Submit a Show button from the top of the homepage or events page to fill out the survey to get your show listed. It's free and easy. Tag us on your Instagram stories and we'll share your show promo to our followers. We also offer paid promo pushes on Instagram. Speaking of events, come check out our new passion project show, Improv Vintage. You bring an item and watch it come to life in a fully improvised performance. We're currently playing first Wednesdays at 8 o'clock at Fallout Theater. Want to support these resources we provide? You can donate to Comedy Wham on Venmo or Patreon. Click the Support CW icon on our homepage to see the ways that you can help us. Our podcast was launched, can't believe I'm saying this, in 2016. That's 10 years ago, to bring you funny people and their stories. As a fan, I like to delve into a comic's background and motivations, and will usually take a detour along the way. Consider the interview a way for you to get to know the folks that make the Austin comedy scene one of the best in the country. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us. Today, this is his 8th appearance on the podcast. You know him. You love him. The reigning champion. There's really not much else I need to say. And also, this is really a cool little calendar coincidence. So this episode is dropping on the same date as the very first Comedy Wham Presents podcast episode that also featured him.
The full circle.
And his co-host.
Yeah.
BKO, Brendan K. O'Grady. Please welcome back to Comedy Wham Presents for the 8th time, Duncan Carson.
Thanks for having me, Val.
Yeah, thanks for, humoring me and doing this every year. I hope you never move out of Austin because your co-host bailed. And
well, I mean, we've come a long way, and maybe spiritually, kind of. It's crazy cool because, like, I have to scoot for some plans later, but we're recording here at Fallout before your show. As opposed to, we done it a couple times on Friday, like before your mine. Show. When I'm then going to do the show and my own podcast after, and I'm like, fuck, what are you, crazy?
Well, we all know the answer to that is yes.
Get out of here, you know? But certainly, this is the first time I've appeared and really felt the weight of, like, 8 years ago. Was it the first time? No. 8 appearances, but it's been 10 years. 10 entire years. You and Brendan came to my apartment and just sat with me and we talked about Sure Thing. That was the only thing to talk about. Yeah, we had a lot going on at that point.
Yeah. The old Austin Java.
Yeah, I was just, they're finally turning that into something.
I have noticed
It's going to be a bagel shop. Like a fancy Shug's Bagels, something out of Dallas or something. I don't know.
How funny.
I mean, I'm glad it's a restaurant like it used to be, but boy. It's better than it sitting there empty.
And it sat empty for a real long time.
About 8 years now, yeah. It's still not quite reopened to Shug's Bagels. Yeah. So
maybe by the 15th anniversary of Comedy Wham Presents when you're on here
let's hope
13th time it'll be open.
But yeah, 10 whole years.
Yeah.
Crazy to think about it. You know?
Yeah. And today you've essentially retired, sure thing. But there's some special news, and luckily this comes out before the coming out retirement. Yeah.
Sure thing lives for one night, January 30th.
Yeah, I already bought my ticket, so I wasn't going to waste any time.
That is so sweet. Yeah, you were there. We were both on the lineup last week for Year in Review, which is annually Mac and Lisa put together. It's very old school comedy, Austin vibes.
Yeah.
And I texted Brennan later the next day. I was like, a lot of small talk about bringing Sure Thing back for one. Like excited chatter. And he's like, well, I'm glad people still care. And I'm like, buddy, two like Brian Gutman that night. I'm just like, we're just two girls that did a stand-up show. Like it's so gratifying the way people are like, boy, that really was a show. I'm like, yep, sure. But like, I mean, I'm sure people say things to you about Comedy Wham and where it's come from, where it began and all that.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, that's very gratifying, but do you not feel like, well, there's no mystery to it? Like, you did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, comedy essentially is such a like magic trick sort of thing to the crowd. And then we're just like, you have to put in the work, and you like the magic. It's magical, but I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it is like, to be on the inside of it is hard to explain sometimes.
Okay, so I could tell you how I feel about it. Okay. Is I love it when people say, "Oh, you're a Comedy Wham," and it's always like that because on the social media, it's never Valerie. It's just Comedy Wham.
Yeah.
But when people find out that it's me, they're like, "Oh, you're Comedy Wham." I'm like, "Well, yeah, but I just do these things.
You just do it.
I'm just bored and need to fill up every ounce of my day. And so I'm either sharing a post, writing, setting up an interview, now this show that I've created, this monster. It's just I'm just doing it, and it's hard to just reflect and be like, oh, it's actually kind of cool that I'm doing this. And I was listening to an interview, NPR, because that's what I do.
Sure.
About a woman who had basically created this historical record of Mexican voices in particular part of the country.
Okay.
And the way she was describing it was like, I'm creating basically an archival record of all of these people and their experiences. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool way to think about what I've been doing. For 10 years, sure. I've basically been creating an archival record.
A living document.
Yeah. A living document. Yeah. And, these touch points, especially with you as the record holder. And I've recently started doing like a formal year in review goal setting episode with Bach.
Okay.
Who's like also a super fan of comedy. So these two episodes, the ones with him, the ones with you, they're really kind of opportunities to say, okay, as the episode count increases, let's check in. What's going on with the scene?
Sure. I mean, that's something that, we ran Sure Thing until 2023. And then the last couple of years after that, I was doing the variety show thing in the time slot here at Fallout. And in June or so of this year, decided to step back from that. And it has been a very interesting 6 months.
Yeah.
To finally just because like we were saying, when you're in the inside of it, people for 13 years were just like, you're kind of nuts. Like weekly shows are so much work and like bandwidth and stuff. And I'm like, if you say so, it's just the most, because like,
that's what I'm doing.
Well, and like Sure Thing was always the most fun night of my life. And so the variety show ultimately was like, it took so much work to make a variety show that I didn't have time to market it and really figure out how to fill the theater and like the new scene and starting a new thing. And after, a year, almost 2 of that, I was just like, burnt out,
Yeah.
But the night of the show would be just like, there's no question that I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it's been very much like, it's like I just got out of a coma or something, where I'm just like, good Lord, like it's 13 years later. Who am I? What has become? And it's like, I'm very proud of all of it, but it is all of a sudden like, God, there's so much time in the day to fill, without realizing it.
Was it terrifying at first?
It was an adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was disorienting insofar as I was just not like 6 days away from like my priority in life or something. But it has opened up just, doing a lot of reading, a lot of, I'm working on a novel that is not the sort of thing that you talk excitedly about on a podcast, because the world might not see it for several years or something. But so, yeah, like I've lost this fear that I think I had probably when we talked 10 years ago, that if I let go, stand up every moment I can do it, that I'm just never going to be creative again, or never have an idea for a joke again or something. But it's given me actual time to like just kind of like really think about like fucking what happened 5 years ago and the way it is now, in terms of taking stock on the scene.
I was going to say, sometimes I don't think I would want to think about that.
I mean, but isn't that the purpose of this living document, as you've described it, know?
Yeah.
And that's where I was a little worried, and I'll try to rein myself in here and there. But like, especially without an ongoing project, really, I've the least desire to play nice with the rest of the scene that I ever have. And I wondered if we'd played less nice when this all started. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, but
no, yeah,
I'd feel better about it.
Yeah, yeah, and I've certainly, over the course of the year, as I have every year, I talk to a mix of people. I talk to people from that universe, and breaking news for you, and I hope you don't think less of me.
Uh-oh.
I finally went to that club.
Okay, sure.
And I did not hate it.
Of course not.
Now, I went to a very specific show, and I was very lucky with who the host and the feature were. They were not people that I would find very disturbing and revolting. So I feel like I had a really lucky experience in that regard.
Sure.
But if you know nothing about comedy, it can be a lovely experience. Way too expensive. Way too expensive. And I think that's a problem.
That is the craziest thing to me, is even the like mic or whatever costs $40. Like,
what? You have to pay? Oh,
maybe not the mic, but like, Kill Tony's basically an open mic, and it costs an insane amount of money. Yeah, I mean, that's not surprising. Though the whole reason, not the whole reason, but like, it's not every comic or every show that's going to be objectionable on this very binary does it break the social contract or not idea, right? But yeah, I think I think in a way it's kind of like, it's even especially kind of stepping back slightly from like running a show and feeling like a gatekeeper of the scene and like a big part of it in this way that I've always been. It gave me maybe more distance to just think about like, I don't think Austin is the place that I thought it was. If these people can come here and be this successful, like, because for I think the 7 years before that, I'm like, we're just this hippie little liberal enclave. We're in the middle of Deep Red, Texas, and it's like endless summer camp, and I can come here and do my creative thing. But we're still in the middle of Texas, and the Czech people and all the people that move here, they know they're moving to Texas, right? They're not here to, and like comedy, I think, is both my favorite art form and the one that is just like, it will always have to reckon with like how you can do it and have absolutely no values whatsoever. In this way that I don't think is consistently as relevant as for like musicians. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Because musicians don't have a whole subgenre that's like anti-immigrant rock or something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like there will just always be this element of commentary insofar as narrative and involves social commentary that will like reward the most shocking elements of its people, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess I'm genuinely just kind of like, yeah, I thought crowds here were better than that. But they all changed during the pandemic too.
They did.
You know?
And yet you have the little islands of the coal town, the fallout, and the hideout that do their best to establish, the kind of communities that I think you and I are most comfortable in.
Yeah.
And, there are principled producers and performers out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's ahead for the scene. I feel like there's a contraction that's happening because I think that for all the glitz and glamour of the Mothership and the Kill Tonys, those are not accessible to people. It's, it's not like in the old days when you can go to Cap City and stand in the back wall and watch, a headliner and just learn.
Yeah.
Those opportunities don't exist, and you don't just land on a showcase at a big club like that.
It doesn't seem like it, yeah.
I'm not even sure that Cap City has that kind of policy even today. So I think, and there are so many clubs still. I don't go to very many packed shows anymore.
Yeah, no, it's night and day from when it used to be.
I think it's reached that point where we've got saturation to oversaturation. And I've said it, I feel like a million times, for all of the promise that industry was going to come to Austin because of Rogan and his hemisphere, it has not happened, and it will not likely happen. So therefore, LA and New York are still going to be the places that people want to go to really break out.
Yeah, that's I don't know why. I don't know who made that promise. like I never thought about that. Rogan and Hinchcliffe certainly didn't promise that. Other than like, I think the biggest thing, like you were saying, is they seem to carry this. There are a lot of people that moved here to follow them. Yeah. We're chasing a false hope of like, oh, they'll elevate people around them. I'm like, when have they ever done that?
Right. I think there was a false hope. Yeah.
Kill Tony has done that 3 or 4 times, and that's great for those few individuals.
Yeah.
But that's not really what it's about, right? But they specifically like moved here rejecting the larger industry. And then you had the whole like JFL Moon Tower merger, and then JFL fell apart. I guess maybe it's back now, but their star has been dimming for like 30, 40 years in terms of what even getting new faces means.
Yeah.
In the traditional industry sense. So yeah, it's still just New York and LA by the virtue of population, you know. It would be and for a long time it's like Austin, I think, still holds up to any other scene on like talent. And it's just a bummer now that we have like a reputation as like the city where you go when you want to vent about trans people or whatever. Because we have that that scene within everything that already existed. And everyone that I started with is old, except for me. It's like I'm still young.
You haven't aged.
You know what I mean?
You are.
People.
I haven't gotten grayer.
Sometimes people are on occasion surprised that I am about to turn 42. And I like to flatter myself that I look youthful, and I think it's like, I think it's just how you dress and behave and the things you do with your free time. I'm like, well, that's true. That's not like 42-year-old stuff. But yeah, This is a different tone than most years. I hate to be this guy, but I did this show in November. I took a rather spontaneous trip to Hawaii. I just did hike and, see the waterfalls and go to the beach and whatever you do out there. I went to the Big Island because I'm a big hiker. That's where all the volcanoes are and stuff. Uh-huh. And my Airbnb host saw, I forget you have to do a bio on there. Mm-hmm. And I put, comic, Austin, whatever. And she's like, oh, I know a local stand-up comic. She could probably hook you up. And she indeed did.
Wow.
So I did a show on the last Tuesday night I was there, the last night of my trip, 2 days before Thanksgiving. And I had not planned on it. I did no research. And it's a little 40-person crowd. It's like Elks Lodge Theater that they have. And I was kind of asking around before I started, or before my set, and it's like, oh yeah, there's 200,000 people actually live on the island, so it's kind of a small town, essentially. It's like Boise, Idaho size. Mm-hmm. And you can only get up 3 or 4 times a week tops. And all the other comics from the bill are a few years in, maybe. And I hadn't gone up since September here at the mic or something, a couple months, which is a long time for me. And I even got a little in my head because, am
I going to remember these jokes?
the host is very crowd worky and not an out and out hack, but he's newer and he's going base and the crowd's eating it up. I'm like, oh man, are they gonna like what I do? And the guy right before me is doing this beatboxing thing.
Oh my!
Yeah, he's with island rhythms because he's native and that they're going crazy for that. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to face plant. And then I got up there and just fucking leveled, right? I've been doing this a long time, and it's a hyped crowd. It's not, it's obvious in retrospect. It's funny that I was even nervous. But when I get off stage, they're like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. I'm good at this. And on the flight home, I'm like, fuck yeah, comedy. I'm gonna sign up for the Fallout mic. I'm going to do Cap again. I'm going to make the whole... And as soon as I landed, I think I was like, I'm just going to go home and write my... I got my podcast I do with my friends. We got the shirt thing reunion come up. I'm still going to do my things.
Yeah.
And maybe we do shows here and there. But this idea of I'm going to hit the boots on the ground. Mm-hmm. It's time to burn that candle at both ends. I don't know. You're busier than you've ever been, on the other hand.
I am, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense other than in the context of, as my boyfriend likes to put it, you are running away from something. Which is fair, and I am supposed to be slowing some things down, but it doesn't seem... I don't know how to do that.
Okay. I mean, me neither.
Yeah.
This is where I think it is this stage used to be my default place to run to. Mm-hmm. And now it's I've been camping on the weekends. I'm a camper now. It's insane. Or then that obviously.
Last year was yoga. You're still doing yoga?
Still doing yoga.
Yoga, camping, hiking. Who is this person?
I know. Yeah. But it is a deep-seated restlessness, I think, that just stand-up is the perfect thing for so long.
Yeah, and I think I've been doing this for so long that I don't know who I would be after.
It's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I'm older than you are... I even sometimes think about, what happens if I get hit by a bus?
Sure.
And then this just all vanishes.
I mean, you'd be hit by a bus. What's the problem?
Right. I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't care. That's true. But I would feel okay, there's got to be some kind of legacy to this thing I'm doing. And I guess, then we get into the existential of, if there is no legacy, then what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. It's got to be about the process, right? Not the end point.
But I love talking to people one-on-one.
Okay.
I don't like parties.
I don't think I don't think the alternative for either of us is to start going to parties all of a sudden. Oh, I'd have 8 people over for a dinner party in my tiny house. No.
And you're still loving the tiny house thing.
Yeah. It really fits with the like, just barely be at home anyway.
Yeah.
I'm out on the trails on the weekend or at work or whatever it is. Also, like my whole life, I'm just not the most organized person. So to have just a very small space, it could almost be a bit where one of my favorite things is when you just, to my relative degree of having my shit together or not, when you hit that rock bottom of like you're just all clutter and you've not done and I'm like, no, this ends today. I'm gonna turn my whole life around. I think I had a bit where it's like every time I do any chore, it feels like the beginning of that montage. It's like every time I change my sheets or get a haircut, you're like, this is gonna be the one that this is the moment. But the tiny house, you can get that like clean the whole place up effect in about half an hour if you're really hypomanic, still live in the tiny house. But yeah, I think a lot of it in the way you put it is that I still love stand-up and I'm still always up to creative things with my like energy, but I can sit alone with my thoughts better than I used to. And I still need to run away on like a large scale sometimes. But to write, I'm probably like 20,000 words into this novel that I'm working on. And I frequently will joke around about how writing is the absolute worst torture that anyone's ever invented. But it feels really good to have done. So my patience to like sit there and actually wrestle with something is growing.
Yeah. As
opposed to stand up, which is, I mean, you can talk about whatever you want, but you're there live. It's like, it's you in the crowd. It's what I've always loved about it is it's connection. It's like the opposite of sitting there alone with your thoughts.
Yeah. Right.
Had you done the year in review before?
No, this was my first.
How did that go?
It was great. I felt like I got laughs.
Sure.
And so that was good. And I went political, which when I have done stand-up, it's never political.
Sure, yeah.
And I felt such a high from just talking shit about, my joke was about RFK.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, this is why some comics go political, because it is actually kind of gratifying to hear the cheers, which was largely cheers that I heard.
Yeah, well, it's really fun on that show because, like, people expect or brace for news-related takes in a way that it's always been. I've never really gone political as a stand-up either, because I feel you have to do this legwork of like, hey, bear with me, folks. I have an opinion about the news.
Yeah.
But yeah, were you nervous before going up?
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Because I'd never done it. And it was just like, oh my God, it's my first time on the Cap City stage of the new location.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was a whole new thing.
What I like is everyone's nervous. The whole lineup.
Yeah.
Because it is not anyone's particular forte. And I was talking to a few different people about it. I think uniquely, because it's like 4 comics and you're just joke. Like, you don't have the stand-up ability to like live there with the joke and like play with the reaction or like or own it if it doesn't work like you wanted. To literally just be like, and then have to even just wait for it to come back around to you is like, you feel like one hand's tied behind your back or something.
Yeah.
And then when you do it and the crowd's so hot, everyone's like, oh, that was so fun. Yeah. Why was I nervous about this for weeks and days?
Yeah, why did I invite myself? Which was my angle. When I want something, I just invite myself. And luckily, Mac was very nice. He said, sure.
Last year we were still doing the variety show. Where I had 3 other regular stand-ups as part of the team, and I was like, when Mac asked me, I was like, hey, I've got 3 other people I got to do my whole month as well. to just take a load off. Booking a 50-person thing is beyond my capability. But yeah, that's always a rush. And that was the first time I've been on stage since Hawaii. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I did stand up for the first time in a year. Last, or I think either right before or right after Year in Review. So I was like on a stage, like in short order, back to back.
Sure.
It was fun. And the stand up was fun too. It's like, oh, I remembered my jokes. And I got good response.
Man. I always think of one particular, like, New Year's week that I think it just, like, fundamentally altered my brain chemistry or something. Because, like, I moved here 2011, summer, went up all the time, started the mic that would eventually lead to Sure Thing that fall. And just really was living in. And then my sister was living in the Marshall Islands. It's a long story, but she flew me out there to visit her for the holidays for about 2 weeks. And much different from now, to suddenly not go up at all for 2 weeks. I was like losing my mind, right? Like, like, it was tropical paradise. It's my sister. It was a great holiday, but I was so ready to get back and like, let's go. And then that week was one of the first Year in Reviews. And then we were doing 50 first jokes at a time, which was also like packed, and the crowd goes crazy. And then Rob Gagnon had relatively recently started Stone Drunk Sober, which was at the old New Movement here, and was like so packed as to be insane. And I did all those in like 3 out of 4 nights. The day after I got off the plane or something.
Oh my gosh!
It was just like yes. This is what I meant to do with my life, which I'd already felt with pretty strong conviction before, but the actual experience was like after a 2-week gap, and my brain was like calling out for the endorphins or whatever. It was like the ultimate high.
I graduated from an improv program, so I'm now a full-on graduate of the Coaltown improv program, pre-UCB.
Before the
second to the last class, graduating class, before they end all of their...
Do you get any kind of actual, like, diploma, or...
You're supposed to, but Will said that the printer ran out, or he couldn't print more than one. And I have still not received the certificate. I graduated in December.
The printer ran out.
So I don't think I will be getting a certificate. I think people believe me.
We got a certificate from the city about Sure Thing running so long.
Yeah, that's true.
We haven't shown it to many people.
Yeah, but it's real.
It's there. It's in a crazy frame. Yeah.
I bring that up because Travis, who who's now,
sure,
19, second year of college.
Right. He's like 8 feet tall now. It's great.
He always said, you'll be a better stand-up if you get through this improv thing. He said that was always your problem, is you just thought too much. And with improv, you kind of learn to stop thinking a little bit.
Sure, I would hope.
So, yeah.
You've really gone, I don't want to say all in on improv, but certainly more regular with it.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's got that built-in community right there.
I know.
Yeah.
And they're so nice.
So nice.
It's very different from the stand-up scene. Not that everyone is mean. It's just there are pockets of, and I think it's so competitive. It's just a different kind of competition.
Yeah, there's some fundamental differences that I've been trying to reconcile in a way that is to like if we could talk about it without like any sort of competition or like stand-ups are like this and improvisers like this. There's a lot in common. There's a lot of differences.
Yeah.
But something I keep turning over in my head is like, so I taught that class. I taught classes for over a year. And then I've been taking a break since this summer to just really, because here's my problem with the format. The improv class, you got 12 people all bonding as a group. And then that's building to a showcase with at least 2 other classes. So you have 36 people. And so they all fill the theater with their friends of this thing that is like, it's improv. It's like in the moment, and it's this collective thing. I don't want to say the stakes are like lower or something, but it's not like, look at the inside of my head, right? It's like, look at this group theater thing that we're all doing together. And there's 36 of them, and the showcases are packed, and everyone's like, what a great thing we all do with our lives. I taught 7 or 8 classes, 8 people or less. They're the entire showcase, and they're trying to bring their friends out to a thing that when I was new, I would rather die than have my friends be there. Like, when I was 2 months in, you couldn't pay me $1,000 to have people whose opinions I really value in the room. Some people overcome that and get some people out, but by and large, those showcases were not very full. And I didn't want to twist their arms to make them full. Because stand-up, not only when you're new at it is it embarrassing, it's also, no offense to improv, a written art form that is like, here's what the inside of my head is like.
Yeah.
And no matter how much like arch irony you bring to it, you're still trying to make strangers laugh in this very vulnerable way. So it's almost like I would feel like a heel, but I would rather teach a stand-up class that didn't have a showcase at the end. You know, because that's just not even something I would necessarily recommend to everybody.
Yeah.
Other than just keep going to mics, you know, just keep going up if you want to. So I don't know how to make that make sense, and I have yet to return to teaching. You know, what's your opinion?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're definitely, you don't have to be vulnerable when you're improvising. You can be. I've seen some people that do it, but
sure,
by and large, you don't have to be. But stand up,
unless
you're doing, the kind of the wacky Casey Rocket type thing.
I would say improvising is a much different sort of vulnerability. And it's still, there's bravery on both sides to like just perform.
Yeah.
And trying to make people laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fundamental difference of like, oh, I'd thought about this before, and
I chose this word to be right here.
Yeah. These are such big decisions in ways that it's hard to really make clear to people that are brand new. Which is why I went so heavy on like, don't say shocking stuff because you'll just become that person. Sorry, I don't know. But yeah, it's really interesting to think about the philosophy of it all.
Yeah.
And I did really enjoy teaching. It sort of, reinvigorated my open mic enthusiasm, like while I was doing it. Because my students would be at the mics, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
I'll hang out with them. Yeah.
I'll go out, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I won't even go up. I'll just sit in the back of the room.
Did you?
And know that I'm better than everyone else. Yeah. That's the best feeling.
That's true. That's true.
One time I got to New Orleans for a trip and like just randomly went to a mic and the host was like, oh, I'll put you up at the end. I'm like, great. And then he's like, there's a band starting and I can't add one more. And I'm like, it means more that you wanted to. And now I don't have to, And that's where like stand up is just so much of it is about the idea of you doing it. And that's just hard to shake.
There's a harp playing in the background now.
Must be some kind of sketch they're working on.
Must be.
Yeah. Week 1. Let's get a harp like when they die on Looney Tunes. Like, what's going on? Somebody's watching something on the television.
Okay.
There's a Roku TV in the sketch ward room there.
Okay. All right.
I live down here. Don't worry about
it. Okay. So the return of Sure Thing, I assume the Brendan was missing Austin.
Yeah, he had a bunch of stuff. He has meant to visit back much sooner than 2+ years, but
yeah,
it just didn't really line up until the end of the month here. And we kind of planned it for that week because Fallout had a 5th Friday they were not.
Nice.
Otherwise having concrete plans for. So, I got the 9 p.m. slot, going to be a supersized sort of some old faces, some new faces. We'll goof around.
Yeah.
It's funny, too, because, like, we were talking about it months ago, and I was still very much in, like, variety show mode.
Uh-huh.
And I was, what about this and this and this? And he's like, let's let's book a lot of solid stand-up, and then maybe we'll goof around a little. The thing we always did. I'm like, you're right, man. Keep it simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then on the Converse side, he wanted in November when we were thinking about how to announce it, he's like, what if we did this sort of like, ooh, coming soon, like some sort of, I can't remember, but like to brand it in a certain way and create this like intrigue. And I'm like, what if we just say one more show very clearly so nobody thinks like we're like coming back? Because having run another show and then changing the name, it's very easy to confuse people. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the scene. Now, let's just say we're doing one more show. Please come to that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you had, in the conversations that we had, you had always presented that, you might do the one-off shows. So, I mean, what are you going to do when there's the next one? Is it going to, again, be the one more show?
Yet another one more? I don't know.
Sorry, I'm asking you to plan out your future.
If you, like, I can't explain how thoroughly my brain doesn't think beyond the next show, which is literally how I lived for 13 years, week to week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, well, maybe once a month I'll have a show, and I can plan that way, I guess. It seems to be how it's worked out this year. But yeah, the future, I don't know,
Yeah.
It's I don't know if I want to quite go on record here, but there's not a lot tying me to this town anymore.
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess not.
Which is another, like, how have I been enjoying the tiny house? Great, because I don't have to, like, put down roots. It's a month-to-month lease. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's, I might not be around for year 11.
Oh, man.
Let's get ahead of that. Because, I was talking to Brennan about this recently, because especially the last few months, I moved here in 2011, and I didn't even really research the comedy scene. I was just like, I need to start my life over. I really want to do stand-up. I bet Austin's, it seems like they have a good art scene. It's warmer than Chicago. Great. I had a friend with like a cheap room in her house, and the rest was history. But then in a very functional way, I didn't live in the city. I lived in the comedy scene. I lived at open mics 5 or 6 nights a week, and in a loose network of like 300-400 people I got to know. I don't know. Even if I went out every night now, I think in a functional way, only maybe 9 or 10 of them are out there.
Oh yeah.
And I like it here, but it's not like the only building I have strong feelings about is about to be a Shug's Bagels. And the one that we're recording from.
Yes, of course.
Very fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not like, oh, Austin's not like it used to be. I'm like, I don't know, it's just buildings that like sell food and goods, and can house shows or not.
There's more cars on the road, and okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just vaguely different.
Yeah.
But what do I want to do with my life? That's maybe
sounds like you want to be out in nature and.
Oh sure, yeah.
The trails and the camping and I mean, there's definitely that exists in Central Texas.
It's as good a place as any.
Yeah.
But
there are others.
There are other places.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a thing where, especially when Brennan moved, I felt like I really it wasn't so much about not losing momentum as like I just I wanted to do other stuff as a performer and try the new show thing and really kind of maintain like some semblance of that like role within the scene, and then just realizing how little I missed that. Because I've been, and maybe this will be a nerdy enough reference that you'll appreciate. Because I was talking to Mendoza or somebody about maybe moving or something and how I could leave the scene behind. And I'm like, it's like at the end of The Lord of the Rings when they're like, we saved the Shire, but not for ourselves, right? Because that's the thing. I try not to have a huge ego, and it's hard to talk about it without it. But when I go up here now, and I wonder how like the comics that were here even before me feel, where they're just like, oh, nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
Right? Even the open mic here is now newer hosts that I'd have to reintroduce myself to. And that's fine. But like when I went to do this random show in Hawaii, it was the opposite. I was like, nobody knows who I am. I'm just a guy that tells jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm about to blow them the fuck away by being really good at it. I've had an experience here. Like Brittany Ledesma putting me on her thing, and I didn't know any of the other comics. And then I struggled less than they did with kind of a testy crowd. And they're like, who are you? I'm like,
yeah. Or
that feeling when comics that have been here, like they moved here 2 years ago, they're like, how long have you lived here? I'm like, we don't have to talk about it. I'm older than I look. Thank you. That's what I'm taking from that question. Because when I say, as I will soon have to say, 15 years, I'll be like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. It's been a while. And it's very different.
Yeah, that was the kind of a fun thing that I felt at the year in review, because I knew so many of the older comics.
Sure.
But because I worked so hard to find out who were the newer up and coming, it's like they know who I am. And I know who they are, and it's like I could see like the parting of the waters. It's like this crowd doesn't know this crowd, vice versa.
It's like a cafeteria, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you know everybody.
I feel like I know a lot of people. Yeah, that was kind of fun. And then I'm like, oh, there's the improv crowd.
Do you talk to the newer people here, and they like resent the old timers? Is there?
They don't think about the old timers.
Oh yeah.
Because life is only post 2021, basically, for them.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, because that's the inverse is how I felt the first few years here, especially. This guy once, I love, like, there's no time that I'm more like, I try to be a polite person. But especially when I was running the variety show thing, there's so many moving parts that if the show before us like went a little long or something would go, it would be very difficult to maintain my veneer of politeness. So this newer comic to town, who I will not name, but he knew somebody that was visiting from out of town, and so he's hanging out in the green room, and and it's the middle of the show, and I'm running all around, and he goes like. First of all, he asked to get up to my face, which is not how things are done. But then he also said, "Do you ever think how does the old guard feel about?" And this is moments after doing the like, "How long have you lived here?" And
this is really doubling down.
So he's like, "Oh, so you've been here so long. How does the old OG comics like feel about all the new stuff?" And I was like, I was trying to think of an analogy, and I was like, "Have you seen that scene in Mad Men where Don Draper's like, I don't think about you at all?" Oh, that's not what I meant. Yeah, like I caught it, but I was like, "Oh no, not like that." Because I was trying to say I just do my show at Fallout, and I maybe do Buzzmill and stuff, but I don't really interact.
Yeah. There's so many of them. It's hard to. And they
right.
put their foot in their mouth so often.
As I'm sure I did.
My do not interview list is a lot longer than it used to be. So I'll just say that.
You have a D&I?
Oh, yeah.
What?
My steel trap brain.
What qualifies one to get on this list?
Really lame excuses for bailing out.
Okay.
Like agreeing and then scheduling and then just coming up with incredibly creative ways of backing out and then never following up. So, I mean, clearly you had no intention and you don't, I may as well be an OG comic myself because I'm an old podcaster. So this podcast is not relevant. The podcasting universe is very different now.
Sure.
Unless you can get them views, it doesn't, why would I be on your podcast? Well, I mean, it's not fully about you. Well, it's about like painting the picture of what Austin comedy is.
Yeah, no, it's an actual interview. Like, there's a big difference.
So, yeah, there's some. I mean, yeah.
Well, I think, and that's where it's like stand up has this issue of like, it's so hard to get a laugh. And it's so tied into its own novelty that the idea of just like, oh, it's content unto itself. And it doesn't need to have like a perspective or a purpose or like a point of view or anything, because it's just, oh, what do we do? We just get on there and talk shit. And I'm like, well, that's a great way to end up with a shitty product, man. Like, but then, yeah, especially the like social media forces that are always tied into the industry now. They kind of reward that sort of. Yeah. Yeah, we need cameras filming us. And then to like, I don't know, read Reddit AMAs or whatever, or read I Am the Asshole posts and go viral and just, do whatever.
Yeah. I've thought about video endless times and it's just a lot of work and I've got a full-time job and I don't want to learn. But I'm going to start recording my shows.
Sure.
Because I think that would be fun.
Improv?
For that, yeah.
Improv shows?
Yeah.
That's, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I had a moment in 2022 or so where I was like doing this freelance website running as my main gig. And then that gave me a lot more flexible time to do like, I had the daily TikTok thing, which got a little heat.
Yeah.
And then just to see where it could go, I started a Patreon on there. I remember us talking about this before, where I ended up with like 24 maybe people that were like, oh, I'll get an extra video every day, which was already too much content to promise them. But with that extra, that bonus thing, so I just made a second account for these like 20-some people. And because the stakes were so low on that, I was like, oh, here's a clip of me at an open mic. I started bringing that little stand around and just be like, here's a random thought, but especially a lot more stage clips. And it made me like a lot more in touch with the craft. And I was like, boy, I wish I'd had these habits when I started, but that's not the way the world was set up. But yeah, it's really tough to like do something and try to like make it, an online presence at the same time. And I think I don't see people focusing on the craft as much as they used to.
I had a conversation with JT Haberset this fall before his festival, and the way we describe...
God, that's got to be 10 years old too, huh?
Yeah, it just had its 10-year anniversary. Yep. We described it as the people that have come here, they're chasing fame, not necessarily looking to build a comedy career. And, you can be lucky and do both.
Yeah.
But it's luck. There's as much luck as there is talent to that possibility.
Yeah, so. Certainly. I don't know. Certainly the fewest people get famous compared to every other thing to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And even, fewer altogether have a career. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's see how much Oh, we've actually been talking almost an hour.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel like we're so chill, but also possibly slightly depressing.
Yeah.
In our
New Year.
New Year, new depression. We're also living through the most horrific of news cycles.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Since, well, yeah, we're recording on January 7th, and apparently people still don't believe that January 6th happened the way it actually did.
Mm-hmm. Mass protests in Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. Just deposed Venezuela. I was thinking maybe this is a bit, but it's like we're in Star Wars and there's like, did you hear they blew up Alderaan? I said they were terrorists. We probably like we're just the bad guys, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and I don't know. I feel like, I'm sure in the past I have felt like things were desperate and terrible. Mm-hmm. But I always thought, well, we'll come out of it. I'm losing that tiny bit of hope.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought
I wanted to end on a positive. And
I mean, you started like I thought you were going to take it somewhere positive.
I wanted to, but I feel like so just.
You just flagged on trying to reframe this like mid-sentence? What happened? It is bleak right now.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's often irrational, but I feel like I have some sort of, like belief in human resiliency.
Yeah.
It's kind of helpful in a certain weird way is climate change has made, I think, all of us think in this big picture way of like, the next half century is going to be full of all these cataclysms and readjustments. But I maybe because as like a kid, a fan of sci-fi, I have faith in like the species to figure it out long term, which is not to say like change the effects fundamentally, but just that the species will survive, right?
Yeah.
Not on Mars, not anywhere far flung, but just like a lot of people will die, but we'll get there. And that's maybe small.
I just worry that which of the species are going to survive? Is it the ones that are just batshit crazy, or is it actually going to be the rational ones? Because clearly, truth is just a construct.
Yeah. Well, I think, and that's where I get more fired up maybe about the comedy stuff, because I feel like that has such a real effect on politics and like values. I mean, obviously it's also like within my sphere of influence and life experience, but it's also like, I think that the faith I have is in the like small sense of like, we live in a time when we're so connected by technology that it takes recently, especially like really cataclysmic things to bring us all together, but we then do come together. And we'll see how this Minneapolis thing goes, but it just happened this afternoon, and I spent a couple hours of it just looking at people on TikTok covering the protests live, and at a minimum, it's a lot harder to pull off a fascist dictatorship if we can have video of the beginnings of repression like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to like really feel good about it or not stay up late like doom scrolling or whatever. But it does. I think maybe in the abstract, I cling to this idea that like we've only had the internet for like 30 years in practice, maybe less really.
Yeah.
And there is hopefully something about like empathy and kindness that will eventually like take control from the algorithm or something, because right now it is certainly winning, right?
Yeah.
But there's people out there. I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe the angle that I'll take is, the world may be kind of all nuts and bonkers. But every time I sit here across from a creative person, it's always a great experience for me. I get energized from it. I just talked to somebody and they revealed that they absolutely love fart jokes. And it was like, an untold secret for them, but they secretly just absolutely love fart jokes. And I just happened to have pictures of little posters or whatever about farts, and I send it to them, and it's like, oh, we just had I just created this connection with somebody. And, one of my absolute favorite things, and I got to experience it at Year in Review, which I hadn't in a while because I've been so in the improv thing, is going into a room, new person walks up the stairs, I know them, hug. Next person, hug. Just knowing all of these people, and the fact that there was, a connection in a room like this, talking, having a conversation about their experiences in comedy. It's real. As opposed to, news cycle is real, but it's a way, or it can be a way.
Yeah, there's nothing that has grown in my experience so much as the gulf between like real life experience and an experience mediated by technology. So there's a lot of hope that I have in a very abstract sense that human creativity is one of the most valuable things we have left. And that, like if you just don't say anything, that is at the expense of oppressed groups. It's a very pure thing to make people laugh in a room or with a meme over your phone or whatever it is. And it'll maybe get worse before it gets better, but we'll be laughing the whole fucking time. What a soundbite.
Yes, what a soundbite. Wow.
You ever think of something and before you say it in your brain, you're like crushing it right now?
Yeah. Oh, we did it. We got pulled there. Through. We made this hopeful and positive. And for those of you that stuck around to the end, hopefully, you feel that hope and optimism.
This is a bit that I have not gotten to work, but I was living with somebody for a couple of years, and they've all been crazy, and she's very like doom scrolling, and I would always end up in the role of like, what if we looked at it in a less crazy, like just let me try to find challenge accepted. I will find the hope. So I want to do a bit where I'm like, I'm always the guy that's like, everything sucks. Can we start the revolution with this conversation? Can we just have a better time? And I don't even need to be stoned to do it, Maybe, and I'll grant that it's easier as a straight white male. All right?
That's right.
But it's not entirely a bleak world out there, folks.
Oh, there you go with your white man privilege.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Is it look, there's so many harmful ways I could use that privilege.
That is true, and you don't.
I'll just try to cheer people up. How about that?
There you go. I like it.
It's my whole new act. Is like, is it really so bad? Okay.
Oh, goodness. Before we wrap up, one of my favorite memories is talking about Hercule Poirot with you.
Sure.
Have you watched any new detective shows that you want to rave about? You probably don't. You're not at home very much. If you're not hiking or camping or traveling,
I still stay up till 3 a.m. and watch everything. I don't know if there's any detective stuff. I had Netflix for like a little bit, and there's this Avenue Q was pretty good.
Okay.
With Matthew Good, British.
Okay. Oh.
For some reason, I think, especially post 2020, I'm going all British crime stuff. If I gotta go crime stuff.
Love British crime shows. Yep.
Because they don't have guns and they're not constantly brutalizing people. And it feels less like serving the propaganda machine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine anymore.
Oh, no.
It's such a funny show. I know.
It is.
But every now and then, they're just doing the same thing. You know, even them always solving the crimes is like the Law and Order problem of just making the police look needed and competent. I don't know. Honestly, I can get past it with a sitcom, but yeah, I can't think of. What about you? What are you watching?
I am actually for the first time watching The Sopranos, which is not a crime detective show, but
not at all.
And I was on a flight and I got to watch the reboot of The Matlock.
Okay. Yeah,
with Kathy Bates. Yeah. It was pretty solid.
Okay.
She's a great actress, so
sure.
Yeah, so that's going to be next when I finish Sopranos. It lives up to the hype. I mean, for me.
Yeah.
It's a great.
Golden age of television. Kicked it off.
Yeah.
Great show.
Very good. Yep. All right. Well, as you know, I always close with a closing question. I didn't bring like your whole long list, but I even just this past weekend when I recorded with somebody new, I mentioned how you had one time said "oof" as your about my past. Yeah. Still a classic. How are you feeling about the future in one word?
Oh, I should really think about this before. One word. Unwritten. How's that?
Oh.
Have I used that before? No.
Probably. I don't. That doesn't sound familiar. No. And yet, it's 20,000 words of written, right?
Well,
you said you've done 20,000 of your novel.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I'm happy with some of it. You know? It's That's
the writer's curse, I think.
Yeah. Well, especially it's like I thought. After 20 years, because I majored in writing and wrote stuff then and just didn't want to sit there and like do it. And then stand-up was like, an escape. You're right there live with it. Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest part is like that I can see it in my brain. I'm like, this is a good sentence. And then you write it and you're like, well, let's hope so. Right?
Yeah.
You won't know for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the next person to look at it will probably be you several times trying to edit and like refine the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard not to have a crowd just like, that was good. You're like, okay, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Maybe I'll write it out loud on TikTok Live or something.
There you go.
But we'll shoulder our way through it. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, good. Hopefully we'll still be talking when it finally gets published and you can talk about it and
yeah. That's what I've been doing for these 15 years, building a small fan base so I can sell 2,000 books. Yeah.
Well, that is a wrap on Comedy Wham Presents Duncan Carson Volume 8.
Volume 8.
Tell us where we can find you on social media, and let's hype up that January 30th.
Sure. January 30th, Fallout Theater. Tickets live now. Sure Thing ATX. Instagram, I'm a Duncan Carson on there. It's probably where I post comedy things the most. Yeah, check it out. Oh, I also have a podcast that I failed to mention this whole time. It's called Signing Off. We every week we watch or read something that has to do with the end of the world.
Oh, perfect.
These are very finalistic times. So this probably will have come out a couple weeks ago, but we're doing the Pluribus TV show for a couple weeks.
I've heard about it.
It's great stuff. But yeah, big disaster with deep impact, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, you can hang out with us there and follow along. There's something very cathartic about like the movies where the world either nearly blows up or blows up. Like climate change, like I was saying, you're like,
yeah, we'll figure it out.
How long are we going to be around anyway?
Yeah, right. Right. We hope you've enjoyed learning about how Duncan got to be the comedic genius that you heard today, just as much as I have. This has been Comedy Wham Presents Duncan Carson for the 8th time. I'm Valerie, and that's been funny. Thank you, Duncan.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the T-shirt.
You're welcome.
Very excited.
Very special.